opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
You are watching Lit Happens, Saskatchewan's showcase of the literary talent of the province. I am very pleased today to welcome my friend, artist and author, Bernice Friesen to the show. Bernice, welcome to Lit Happens.
Hi, Wes.
It's just superb because you and I have been trying to make this a go for so long.
I know my kids keep having colds and stuff. There's a family epidemic going on, half the time. So I couldn't make it the first time, but here I am.
Yeah, life happens and we wear many hats. And so I really want to talk about probably your most well-known book, The Book of Beasts. But before we get into that, I'd really like to talk about you because you are a fascinating creature all on your own.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I rarely get called a creature.
But you and I have talked about how your childhood growing up in Rostron, Saskatchewan, how you had dreams of becoming an artist and an author, and now in adulthood, those dreams have come to be. So tell us about that. What's this been like for you?
Growing up I didn't actually grow up in the town. I was a farm kid.
Yeah.
And I guess I was pretty lucky. I think I live in a great country at a great time of civilization where girls can do these sorts of things.
Yeah.
I was able to draw and render realistically from a very young age, so that was recognized by both other kids and teachers. And so actually I was told that I was an artist or I would be an artist when I grew up from a very young age. So I've always been respected for my mind and for what I could do with my hands. But it was actually something I fought against because from the age of 12, I kind of thought that what I was a novelist. But that took a little bit longer to do. It takes a lot longer to write a novel than it does to draw a picture.
What would you say is your first passion between the two?
My first passion, writing or art. Well, I think it was making things.
Yes.
That is sort of what keeps me on an even keel.
Yeah.
I know that when I'm unable to write, it's kind of like I've got this mule in my head that's kicking the heck out of the inside of my skull, and I kind of go crazy if I don't have some sort of outlet.
I can understand that.
And that gives rise to things like postpartum depression. When you have a very young baby and you don't have a moment to spare for your own mental welfare.
Yeah.
But making things, and the greatest thing for me to make is the novel because it's so huge. It takes such a long time. It's such a daily dedication over years that it's just about impossible, and it exercises every part of my brain, and I think that's why I do it. It's because it gives me the best mental workout.
That's fascinating. Now, I happen to know when you're not writing, you are active in the arts, and not only are you're quite a collage maker, you're also pretty crafty style-wise. Can we talk about that?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Well, I was thinking of how to describe myself in the kinds of clothes that I make and my style and stuff like that. And I don't do it all the time because I'm a mom, and I grew up on a farm, so it's like jeans and t-shirts and things like that. But when I do go out on exhibition, the kinds of clothes that I make and I wear, I kind of think of myself as the style would be a deranged Russian countess turned to piracy.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. So that's sort of my drag persona.
Yeah. Let's talk about your coat.
My coat
that you're wearing right now.
Yes, I made it out of 5 different secondhand coats. So there's 2 red-orange leathers, 1 mustard leather,
Nice.
A purple and orange brocade, and a fox fur.
Yeah.
So
It's just great. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
it's very personal. I mean, it's handmade, and it's a wonderful thing for me to do to sort of get out of the writing mode, because it's a different part of your brain that does visual art from the part that does writing. So I can just think about the next stitch and kind of look at it and stare and feel what needs to be done next.
Yeah.
And so it's a great stress relief for me to be stitching away slowly.
Yeah.
And then I get to go on exhibition, and when I'm trying to publicize my book, I don't think people are going to forget me.
Oh, you and I were just recently at the Sask Book Awards brunch
Yes.
together, and I can say that you were the Lady Gaga of Saskatoon at that brunch.
It's funny you should say
You,
because I get her.
yeah.
I think she's just having fun with all of us. you
Yeah,
know.
I think she is too.
She's just, yeah.
Let's talk about this little fella.
Okay, well, the sort of I guess the cherry on top of this outfit would be this thing,
Yeah.
which I call the talon fob. This coat's called the talon coat. And when I was 10, there was a great horned owl that was after our chickens on the farm, and my father shot it. And I asked for the feet,
Yeah.
and they mummified on the floor of my room on a newspaper. And so when I made this coat, this was the first time that I actually did anything with them artistically. So I added the cloth and the turquoise and the other stones to it. And it hangs on this coat. It hangs from an original fastener of the fox fur.
Well,
But I have to be careful that I don't pass by anybody closely in the hall, because I think I might do a little damage for this.
yeah, you could.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Yeah. This is my my weapon.
Yeah.
If
Well,
I have to walk back to my car late at night, you know,
it's great.
I've got these talons.
Yeah. Now, the Book of Beasts didn't just come to be overnight.
No.
It's not even your first book. You're quite a poet, and you had 2 books of poetry, I believe, came out before the Book of Beasts.
Well, actually, a lot of people don't know that my first book was fiction. It was all teenage girls telling stories about themselves,
Nice.
growing up in and around a small town in Saskatchewan.
Nice.
So if you're interested in my childhood, at least my teenage years, I kind of got it out of my system by writing my first book, which the Seasons Are Horses.
Nice.
And it's actually on the Saskatchewan curriculum for grade 11.
Super.
And
wow.
the title story won the Vicky Metcalf Award for Best Young Adult Short Story in Canada. So I wrote this when I was 25,
Wow.
when I was changing from visual art to writing. And then I did write a book of poetry called Sex, Death, and Naked Men.
Yeah.
And that got some other things out of my system too. Yeah, because there was a lot of things you couldn't talk about in my family.
Yeah.
And I really needed to talk about them, so.
Yeah, that's been
That's
a
why I wrote
subject
this
on
book.
this show numerous times. so-
Yeah, yeah. So I wrote this, and then I told my parents not to read it, and they've been very obedient.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
Oh, well.
And then I wrote the novel,
Yeah.
which was a long time in coming, which I started writing when I was 26, and
Yeah.
it came out when I was 40.
Wow. That's one journey.
Yeah.
That's just profound.
Yeah.
Tell us about the premise of the Book of Beasts.
Well, it is on a metaphysical level, it's a kind of fall from grace.
Right?
The devil was cast out of heaven. And we're all kind of cast out of the heaven of our childhoods. And so this is about a boy who sort of loses his first childhood. He's
Wow.
taken by his mother from his father. He's a stolen child, and he goes to live with another family, his mother's family in Ireland, and he has to make all these adjustments.
Well, and the book has been very successful. I've read numerous reviews on it, and it's become quite renowned. In fact, I think this is a good time to spill it. It's been translated, correct?
It's been translated into French.
I'm going to hold this up for a while.
Okay. Yes, it's called, in French, it's Le Bestiaire des Anges. And it's published by Quebec Amérique out of Quebec. And so I wrote this book, and I can't read it.
Isn't that something like you
Or
wrote this book, but you can't read
I
it.
can't read. I can't read
Yeah.
it easily. I can read a little bit of French, but I would need to work very, very hard to get through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is very affirming as a writer to see your book translated into another language. It's a
It
whole other
is.
level.
It is.
Yeah. So, what can we expect from you in the future? Because I know you've got something in the works.
I do. Well, I've finally decided to repeat myself as far as genres go. So I've finished my second novel, and I'm working on a third.
Wow.
So I think it's going to be all novels from now on, and wild clothing.
That sounds great to me.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. So we're running out of time, but I do want to make it known to the viewers that you do have just a superb website. So.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, it's bernicefriesen.com, and that's where I exhibit things. So I have a little blog called Revisionary, and I put up some of my visual art, and I write some prose.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been a visitor on your website numerous times, and it's lovely.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank
great
you very
website.
much.
Yeah. So, just one last plug for the book. Where
Oh,
can viewers
yes.
in the province find Book of Beasts?
You can find the Book of Beasts at McNally Robinson, and it's certainly online as well if you have a Kindle or other device. And I'm just about to put up a little 1-minute reading
Great.
of myself doing an impression of my mother-in-law
Oh.
while I read my Irish accent.
Oh, we don't want to miss that.
No.
No. Well, I just want to thank you for coming up here today. I know you are juggling a lot in life, so it was just great to
Thanks,
sit down
Wes.
and
It's
have
great
this
to
chat.
talk to you.
Oh.
Great to talk to you in front of the TV cameras.
Yeah, that too. That is all the time we have today for Lit Happens. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can watch previous episodes on the Shaw TV website or on my website, westfunk.ca. And you can go to our Facebook page and like us. So I will see you next time on Lit Happens.